G'day guys, my name's Bruce Garrett, I'm the owner of Gingerbeard Media. Today we're shooting in the studio and I want to run through some of the gear, equipment that we use and how we set up. Roll the bumper. Today we're shooting in the studio for a member in the real estate industry and I want to show you the equipment they use, the setup. So let's get straight into the time lapse. Okay, so let's just run through some of the stuff that's on the floor down here. Got a couple of lights, a couple of stands, tripod, mic stands, my general equipment, which looks something like that, although we won't be using all of it today. And this box contains more lights, mics, and a teleprompter, which we'll run through as well. Now what we've got to do is sort this out, because we're not actually shooting on a black background today, we are shooting on white. So I need to change this out. Okay, so that's not the final setup, but we're pretty much there and we'll just tweak it as Danielle, our client, goes through. But basically we're setting GH5 over here. This will be our main light. This light over here just provides a bit of glow onto the back behind Danielle. And then we've got our NTG2 shotgun mic up here. This light just provides a bit of light onto the hair, separates the person from the background. And the teleprompter, which I said I would run through, basically you can see the words on this side. What you've got is a 45-degree piece of glass with an iPad down here, which then, I'll just pause that, which then runs the words onto the glass, but because of the angle of the glass, when you come onto the other side, you don't see it. And that's how you maintain good eye contact when you are presenting. So those are really handy if you've got a lot of scripting to do. People think that they often solve all of the problems to do with scripting, but really they just help you remember what you're trying to say. They don't slow down for you, and you really still then have to present your material. So I'm going to kick this shoot off, and I will check in with you after that. So we're about halfway through the shoot at the moment, and I just want to talk about something that actually came up in the conversation with myself and Danielle, which is about these backgrounds. These are actually made from like a vinyl-y material. Now they're really good at providing like a nice clean solid background. The downside to them is if you do want to like make one yourself or something like that, they are heavy. You can buy sort of a H frame, which it basically involves these light stands and then a bar that links two of them, so you have a light stand on either side and a bar that goes across the top. They're not too bad, but they don't pretend to provide as nice a flatter background as, say, the vinyl. One thing that you could look at if you want to get your own background is you actually sort of find these like pop-out ones, and these are good because they're actually designed for that specific purpose. You don't have to go to material shops and start searching, and trust me, I've tried it. It's hard. I've been through a lot of different backgrounds. So those pop-out backgrounds are pretty easy to find on eBay. They're not particularly expensive, and you can get them in pretty sort of like 6 foot by 4 foot sort of sizes, and they actually work something similar. This is one for photography and is more for like reflectors, but they work similar to this. And that's it, like that. The difference is that the material isn't crinkly like this. This is designed more for either cutting out light or reflecting light. But the principle of having sort of a sturdy frame that you can either lean against the wall or hang up behind you is really quite useful. So those are actually kind of worth considering if you're looking for a easy and relatively cheap background. Green screen arrived. This thing over here. Thoughts on it are... it's really big. The other thing I thought I'd mention, which may or may not be of use or interest to people, is about cabling. We're obviously powering like this light, this light's got power. We've got our mic is running to the camera, and that's got a cable as well. And I guess when I'm working with clients, one thing I do think about is just where the cabling's going. So if you notice, all of my cabling is trying to run this way, allowing this as an access point out for clients to walk through. And that's something that I've just just kind of learned, rather than kind of coming and cabling in from this side and cabling in from this side, is just to think about access for you, so that if you do, you shouldn't trip over something, and you shouldn't be pulling like light stands onto yourself and things like that. So hopefully that's a useful little tip that I've kind of come up with. Okay, it's about 5 hours later. I've shot a massive amount of content. We've managed to shoot basically, I think it's about 13 scripted videos, a couple of testimonials, including one for myself, and I am ready to go home and find some food. I hope this video has been interesting and useful for you. Obviously, this is a studio setup, and it's probably something that you are not going to do if you're shooting inside your business or even at home or something like that. But there are some general principles around lighting and backgrounds that I hope that what I've talked about has been useful and interesting for you to take forward. As ever, I hope the video and the information that we've talked about today has been useful and interesting to you guys. I want to thank you guys for watching. I will see you in the next video. Beard out.